We are here with comedian Ellen Skrmetti at the Stardome Comedy Club, where you had your first professional gig, and you're going to be back here soon. It's so glad to be able to talk to you for a few minutes.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, one of the things that that we love about you is your skits, your sketches. Hey, Jesus, it's me. And they do give us a chuckle, but in reality, prayer is particularly important to you in your real life. Everyday life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I started the Hey Jesus It's Me series just in hopes that it would remind people that when we pray, the Lord really wants everything, not just the big stuff, but He wants the funny stuff and He wants the little things. And I truly believe that the difference maker that helped my career shift was when I just started praying extremely bold prayers and just asking that the Lord would do something so big it could only be Him. Not my amazing good looks, not my extremely high IQ, but by His hand alone. And so once I started praying that bold prayer, everything has just started to snowball.
That is so awesome. Well, is there a person or a circumstance that really inspired you to, I guess, grow that communication with God, that prayer time?
No, I think it's just really, I was raised in church and I was raised Southern Baptist. I'm now Catholic. And I always say, always Christian. But no, I feel like it's just been such a game changer for our life just to give everything over to the Lord. And it's just been a way of life for me.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, what brought you to Birmingham? Because we know you started out in Mississippi, spent a little time in Nashville, and then you've been with us here in Birmingham.
Yeah, so my husband and I like to make a little joke that Jackson was too little, Nashville was too big, and Birmingham was just right. So we lived in Nashville. We absolutely loved it. I got to work at the Nashville Scene, In Focus magazine, made amazing friends there. But we realized, if you look at the housing market, we thought we got here about 10 years too late. If we'd gotten here a little bit earlier, we could be one of the people in Nashville that was, had double the equity in their home, but then they couldn't sell it because they couldn't get anywhere else. We're like, well, where else is that? So we felt like Birmingham is almost like Nashville's cousin, and we've just loved it here. And truth be told, I could live wherever with my comedy career. My husband he's a national sales rep. He could live anywhere, but we love Birmingham. So we have no desire to move because it's just been a great town for us and our family.
Well, and in thinking about your comedy journey, do you feel like looking back, God planned that as far as those stops along the way?
Oh, absolutely. I get so much material from those. My husband and I grew closer as a couple when we realized Birmingham wasn't right. And then also when you look at, for me, I don't think there's any better place than Birmingham to start your comedy career. This has launched so many careers. And just to have Bruce, who owns the Stardome, just to be able to give me advice and help guide me, it's something I don't think I would have found in any other city.
What was it like that first time performing here at the Stardome?
Oh, it was just so many years together. I had my mom and my dad and my brother were here. My husband was here. But then right before I went on, I saw in the audience 3 of my best friends from high school.
Wow.
And my brother said, I've been keeping this secret forever. But just to have so many friends and family come and support, it was such a good time, and I'll never forget it.
That's awesome. Now, some of your sketches also focus on things like food prep for a gathering, potlucks. Are you a cook?
I am actually a great cook. I like to joke that I am in the volunteer witness relocation program.
Woo!
When I lived in Jackson, I was in a junior league, and I was the hostess with the mostest and did everything. And I've enjoyed living in Birmingham, and only a handful of people know that I can cook. But yes, I actually, when I was home last weekend for my mom's big Christmas breakfast, I think I was in charge of maybe 10 dozen homemade buttermilk biscuits. Wow. So I can prep and I can cook. And I do like to talk about it because it's harder now. Women, we're working. And even if we're not working, we're volunteering. We're so much busier now than I think what women were way back when, but we still want to keep traditions alive. So I think that we have to supplement. We have to see, where can we buy a few things. When you saw me, I was on the phone with Jim and Nick's trying to get a smoked turkey breast.
Yeah.
Where can we order some things so then that way we can enjoy doing the things that we truly love doing? It's so hard to do it all these days.
Yeah. Well, you've told me now that you're willing to share a few recipes. Is there one or two in particular that or family, or just that have gone over really well?
Yeah, I'm going to share. I want to share because I just made these chocolate tipped butter cookies. It's a recipe from one of my mom's best friends. It is the easiest butter cookie recipe. It comes together so fast, and then you just dip one end in chocolate, roll it in nuts. Such a great presentation, but the dough is so easy. It doesn't need to be refrigerated. You can just, you know how sometimes you make the dough and then it needs to sit in the refrigerator for an hour, or it's got to be rolled out. You can just shape it in your hand. It's easy.
Oh,
Yes.
awesome. Look forward to it.
Yes.
Yeah, and we know that you will be performing here again at the Comedy
Yes.
Club. Tell us a little bit about what that night's going to be like.
Well, we're going to laugh.
Okay.
We're going to laugh. We're going to have a big time. You're going to hear a lot of jokes about growing up in the 80s in church because my parents had us there every day when the door was open. I joke that I do so much church comedy, but that's because that's all I knew, because my parents had us there every time the door was open. I don't know that we actually needed to be at budget meetings, but sometimes we found ourselves at the budget meetings. So yeah, it's just going to be a night of just good, clean comedy. And what I love about Stardome, and what so many people have told me, they're like, this is just such a fun date night because you can come and you can have dinner and it's live entertainment, but it's just something different than your run-of-the-mill, dinner date night with your girlfriends or with your spouse.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we're going to be giving away a few tickets to your February
Wonderful.
2nd event.
Okay,
So
good.
we're excited about that. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.